we got ourselves another review here.
Hello, everybody.
What the fuck is it? Whatever. Anyways, as you can see, we're going to be reviewing a classic animated Batman movie. I think it was released in 2010 or some shit. Batman Under the Red Hood. This fucking movie is honestly my favorite animated Batman movie. But I guess now I have HBO Plus, I can really see if it will be.
Yeah, you can watch any Batman movie.
Right, but from even rewatching this movie, I went, God, I fucking love this movie. But one weird fact that I've always remembered about this movie that just cracks me up is the dude who plays Joker in this movie is also the same guy who voices Jake from Adventure Time. So knowing that fact, it's kind of funny to listen to, like, because sometimes you slightly hear the Jake and you're like, oh, what the fuck. But I guess we'll start out with the beginning of the movie now. But it starts out. This is a really fast movie, by the way. It's an hour and 15 minutes, and it goes by super fast. But the beginning of the movie is it starts out with Joker beating Robin to death. But this is the second Robin, Jason Todd, and he's being beat to death with a crowbar. Joker's asking, which one hurts more, left? No, what is it? Forehand, backhand. As he's beating him with a fucking crowbar, and then again he's being Joker. He's laughing. He's making fun of him, and then what he does is he locks him into I don't know what the fuck.
It's kind of like an office building.
Yeah, like I can't remember exactly what it's called. But anyways, it's a place. Fucking yeah, like we'll call it an office building. Like they locks him in there, and then he sets up a bomb to go off, and Batman's on his way to go save him, but he makes it just as the building explodes, and he finds Jason's dead body, and well, you know, it's a pretty, for a beginning of a movie, how it starts, it's like, oh wow, holy shit, you know, because it's just no, like, there's no build up to it, it's just straight up.
It happens.
Yeah, it's just, and then you see Jason Todd die, and then immediately, this is the next scene, it starts with all the drug dealers all the drug dealers in Gotham, setting up at a table, being like, who set up this meeting, or whatever, and then this is where you're introduced to the Red Hood, and he basically, they're like, oh, well, I'm getting out of here, and then he's like, well, you're not leaving, and then he throws a bag onto, there's a table in front of him, and he tosses a bag right in front of him, and this is a really awesome scene. Yeah, it just plops, and they open up the bag, and it's all their lieutenants' heads, and he's just like, it shows how much of a badass he is, really.
He says something like, if I can do this in an hour, imagine what I could do in 2 days, or something.
Yeah, no, or like,
that.
imagine what I can do in an evening, or something.
Yeah.
Like, it just shows, you know, he knows what he's doing. He's not just some fucking, you know, idiot, like, I don't know.
One
like
of them.
Yeah, there you go. Somebody who couldn't, you know, take care of, because he's going to war. What he's planning is going to war with Black Mask, who's the top, like, the big fucking daddy crime lord of fucking Gotham. Like, well, he's not, how to put it, he's always below Joker. Every villain's below Joker, but he's like the top crime lord. And Red Hood's essentially trying to take over his fucking
turf.
Yeah, his turf, and it's really interesting to, like, you know, see the, like, the strategy he's employing and shit like that. But anyways, moving on, the next scene is Batman chasing a truck down, and it's like there's two guys and the driver or whatever, and they're like freaking out, like, oh shit, Batman's gonna get us, and they think they escaped Batman, and then he just like lands on their fucking what the fuck, god damn it, the front of the truck where the windshield is. The hood, thank you, the hood. He lands on the hood, and then he just, like, grabs one of the guys and pulls him out of the fucking car through the windshield. It's really cool. And he's like, who do you work for? And they're like, well, we don't work for nobody. And then the package they had, which is, like, this box thing.
Employees.
Yeah. It opens up, and they're like, what is that? And he explains how it's an Amazo, which is it's a super... Basically, I think
super robot.
Yeah, super robot. Like it's meant to take on, like, you know, Superman and shit like that. They're really strong robots. And like during the scene, Nightwing shows up, which was the first boy Robin before Jason, but
Yeah.
Dick Grayson, which
He just fucking shows up and
they
doesn't listen.
Yeah, there you go. Why would you? Batman's a dick.
Yeah.
But anyways, him and Batman like start fighting this robot, and it's a really good. I thought it was a really fucking entertaining fighting scene.
Yeah, it's actually a really good fighting scene.
Oh yeah, like a lot of it shows like how good Batman is and how he handles overpowered opponents and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like
And he also shows how he's even a step ahead of his friends when.
right, like he shows he knows the weak points of the android. When this android basically grabs a hold of Nightwing, Nightwing's like, how do I stop this or whatever, and Batman goes, same weak points as a human, so like Nightwing stabs him in the ears. Like it's a really fucking it's really cool. Like but after that like they beat the android or whatever, they're sitting there and they're like, who do you work for? And the guys were like, we're not telling you, we don't know. And then like he drops this and he's like torturing him like by dropping the android's like dead body over him and stuff, and they freak out and they go, we work for the Hood. And like Batman's like, never heard of that guy. And then these three guys get assassinated, and then the first chase scene of the movie, which isn't like, it's probably the shortest and kind of most boring chase scene, but it's like to show that Red Hood can escape Batman essentially, and it ends up with Batman and Red Hood in the Ace Chemicals plant where. Well, I feel like I'm explaining a lot of stupid Joker, like, origin stuff. Everybody knows what happened in the Ace Chemical plant. But anyways, Red Hood's like, this is where your first mistake happened, but not your last. And it's just a slight hint to who the fuck he is,
Yeah.
But, then he shoots, he basically lights the Ace Chemical plant on fire. And it's a really cool scene because it introduced that Red Hood knows about Batman's past, and they could have a past or whatever. And I mean, it's obvious who Red Hood is. I don't even think I'm really even fucking spoiling anything by saying it's fucking Jason Todd. Like they reveal it like, I wouldn't even say halfway through the movie. Before that, like it's obvious that it's the second Robin, but they believe that this Red Hood is connected to the Joker, so they end up going. This is actually probably one of the best scenes in the movie. The fucking interrogation of Joker.
Oh yeah, by far.
Oh yeah, so like it starts off with them in Arkham Asylum, and Joker is laughing or whatever. You can hear his laughing and shit like that. Then it cuts to Nightwing and Batman interrogating Joker, and like Nightwing's like, if we find out it was you, and basically Joker starts talking about like, ooh, you did better than the second boy wonder.
Yeah, basically a jab.
Yeah, and Batman gets pissed and he snaps and he holds Joker and he's choking him like he's about to kill the Joker. He's about to choke him to death, and the Joker's like, you gonna do it this time? And like Batman lets him go because Batman doesn't kill, but and Joker's talking about how disappointed he is, and then he says like, this is one of a really good one where he's like, you think I would go through all this trouble and not make sure you knew it was me? Like it's really good because it shows Joker's character as like loves to fuck with the Batman. He's pure chaos compared to Batman's pure order. Like
for sure.
Like Batman he wants order. He doesn't want the crime, the chaos. Joker on the other hand, clown prince of crime. He's fucking insane.
He runs the shit when he's not in jail.
Right, there you go. He's the fucking. I don't think we need to explain him. Everybody knows who the fucking Joker is. He's hands down probably the most entertaining Batman character.
If not one of the most entertaining villains.
Oh yeah. And then, like, they do show a couple of flashback scenes with Batman and Jason Todd as like Robin, because They get to another chase scene with. I should probably explain why they show the original flashback scene with Jason Todd. But anyways, they get into another chase scene between Batman, Red Hood, and Nightwing. And this one, Nightwing actually gets injured during it. And but also you see how skilled Red Hood is running away from Batman. Like he dodges batarangs. He's able to like evade Batman, and Batman gets almost gets a grappling hook around his leg, but Red Hood just cuts the line.
Yeah,
he
before it even fucking locks.
Yeah, before it even, there you go. And it basically, Nightwing's like, he's good. And then, like, when that happens, he goes, he's really good. And Batman starts using his cowl to record the Red Hood. So he's like, I have, evidence of how good this guy actually is. And then a bomb goes off and it destroys this, what was it, a railroad or something? Yeah, railroad.
Yeah, railroad.
Yeah, like, the ending of the chasing, like, stops in the railroad, the thing blows up. Nightwing gets injured, so after this, Nightwing's no longer in the movie. But still, I love the scenes with Nightwing.
Yeah, they were good scenes.
Yeah, like, him and Batman were completely awesome together. I've always...
In sync.
Yeah, there you go. I've always loved Nightwing. He's one of my
tag
favorites.
team.
Yeah, there you go. I fucking love Nightwing. But, the scene ends with, Red Hood escaping Batman and Nightwing, and he says, what the fuck does he say? Still haven't lost your touch,
Bruce.
Yeah, but it's not revealed he says Bruce, but because the train drives past him, so all you hear is, you still haven't lost your touch, and then you hear a train, but then Batman realizes, there's more to it, and he puts it in like a, the Bat cave thingamajig, and like...
The supercomputer.
There you go, the supercomputer, and like removes the sound of the train, and it's, you haven't lost your touch, Bruce, and that's when it goes back to a Jason Todd flashback where I thought this was entertaining, where it shows him beating up the Riddler at first, and then then they go into like this drug dealer place, and freaking Jason Todd's a badass during this, like he dodges under these guys' guns, like uppercuts this
he just
dude.
goes mad.
Oh yeah, and then he's like bragging because this dude had 2 Uzis on Jason, and Jason's like, I can't remember exactly what he says. He's like, fully automatic, and you still couldn't hit me. And this other guy's like, well, I'm not slow, and he starts popping at Jason, and Batman throws a batarang at the guy and knocks the gun out of his hand, and Jason like knees him in the collarbone or something, and it breaks the dude's collarbone.
Yeah.
And Batman's kind of pissed because like, you sent the guy in shock. We needed him to interrogate him, and Jason's like, it was a foolish move, but he was a drug dealing pimp. He deserved it, and like it shows how Jason's brutal, even when he was robbing and shit like that. But this is one of...
He's like, he shattered his collarbone. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah. But, yeah, that one's like... and then Jason's just like you said, he's just like, he's a drug-dealing pimp, he deserved it. But then we get to where Black Mask, he's pissed off because his territory is being taken away by this newer dickhead. And any scene with Black Mask was entertaining.
Yeah, but he's also like really slightly stupid.
Yeah, he doesn't see like he starts to realize it during the ending of the movie, but he doesn't realize, oh, I'm just stuck in fucking middle of a fucking
crossfire.
Yeah, really. But he's like flipping out because he's like, who the fuck's this Red Hood guy? Fucking take back my territory. So they start like killing a bunch of Red Hood's guys and fucking. Then it like leads to a Red Hood versus like these 4 assassins, and it's revealed he's just stalling for Batman to show up, and him and Batman get this really good fight scene with the assassins. And during the ending of it, of course Batman and Red Hood beat all the assassins, but one of them kind of gets the upper hand on him because we thought you think he's knocked over because he was hit with one of Batman's gadgets, but ends up he's still good to go.
Yeah.
And he shoots at Batman when Batman has his back turned, and Red Hood goes, look out, and he pushes Batman aside and takes the blast for Batman. But at the same point, when this guy has Red Hood held up, he's like, he has Red Hood held up because he's like trying to hold him hostage so Batman doesn't tase him. Red Hood sticks a taser into his face.
Eye.
Taser into this guy's eye and just kills him. But it's like, it shows, like I said, it shows he still cares for Batman, but he's a super fucking brutal character.
Yeah.
Like, he does not give a shit to kill someone. Like, he's fucked.
Especially after reincarnation.
Right? Yeah, and this is where Batman, one of the assassins cut Jason Todd across the arm, which I guess, like, yeah, I'll just say it, like, Batman analyzes the blood and it's revealed it's Jason Todd, and he's like, Batman starts yelling at himself, I'm a stupid idiot, how could I have not realized, and he also unburies fucking Jason Todd's grave, and he realizes it's a wax dummy, and he's all pissed off, so he knows who did it, so he goes to Ra's al Ghul's fucking place, and he's like, you motherfucker, I know what you did. And he's about to like dislocate his shoulder and shit, and Raish is like, hand me my walkie-talkie so I can tell my
the guards.
Yeah, so he calls off his guards, and then he's like, then he proceeds to explain how Jason Todd was he explained like the whole reason Joker, because like where Jason Todd got killed was Bosniak, if I'm fucking saying that, whatever. If I got the country right, I won't correct myself, but I'll correct this in editing. But anyways, in Bosniak, he fucking Ra's al Ghul was there to topple the European government by blowing up banks and shit, and fucking so he had Joker distract Batman and Robin, but he unintentionally, he didn't want Joker to kill Robin. He was actually felt bad about that, so he felt so bad about that he actually decided he wasn't going to go to war with Batman anymore. And he this is only in this movie, not the comic books, but he decides, like, now, so I'm giving back his son, back Jason. So he takes Jason's body, replaces it with a mannequin, and then sticks him in the Lazarus pit to resurrect him. And well, Jason
creates
goes nuts.
a monster.
Yeah, Jason goes nuts and fucking, well, kills a lot of Raish's guys.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, like I think he kills 3 and then just dips. But
runs up a wall like a damn crazy man.
yeah, fucking madman. The Talia al Ghul, which is probably the only scene you see Ra's al Ghul's daughter, Talia. She fucking shoots it, she goes to shoot at Jason, but Ra's stops her. It's the only scene Talia al Ghul's in this whole fucking movie. But during this scene, they also intercut a scene where Black Mask breaks Joker out of Arkham Asylum, but he's also like telling Joker what's going on. He's like, hey, I need you to stop this guy for me. And Joker proceeds, while he's eating chips, goes, can I have a glass of water? And they give him the glass of water. He breaks the glass, slits one of the guys, one of Black Mask guards' throats. There's 5 of these guys. Grabs that dude's gun and kills the other 4. Like, and he's like, proceeds to explain to Black Mask, well, I'm gonna need a couple of guys, not these guys, because
they're dead.
Yeah. Then he starts laughing while pointing a gun at Black Mask, and for some reason Black Mask gives him what he wants. Well, that then goes to this scene where Black Mask is, well, in a trailer with a bunch of other guys, with Red Hood's crew who used to work for Black Mask but now work for Red Hood, are also in there, and like they're covered in gasoline and Joker's singing and shit. This is a really good scene, and it was all to get Red Hood's attention because that's what he wanted. And he's like, so Red Hood shows up, and Red Hood's like, oh, this was all my master plan to get you to come out so I could, fucking get your attention. Yeah, and Black Mask realizes, oh shit. But also, I should probably. This is also a really quick scene. I forgot about this.
Drop a Molotov in there too.
Yeah, like a match. But this Black Mask broke Joker out because there was a failed assassination attempt by Red Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, that's when he reveals, oh, my entire intention was to break you out of fucking Arkham Asylum, and They have this long talk. Yeah, and they have this long talk, and like, that's when Joker's like, well, here's, because like they reveal they have a past. He's like, well, here's to warm meetings, and he drops a lighter into where Black Mask and all the guys are covered in gasoline, and that's when Batman flies in with probably the biggest Deus Ex Machina of the entire fucking movie.
No shit.
Like, he comes in and just drops like fucking fire extinguisher onto this trailer. And like, it just magically
instant poof.
Yeah, instant fucking poof and shit. It's fucking like, what the fuck.
And then fucking the way he's just so surprised though, Black Mask is just like, fucking thank God.
Yeah, like Joker just looks so disappointed, like, oh,
I was about to cook him.
Yeah, well, you ruined my plan. And then Batman like gets a grappling hook around him, and I just think they were running out of time with this movie. But Batman gets a grappling hook around him, and then Red Hood gets a hold of him and then reveals, meet me in Crime Alley, which this is probably the best fight scene in the movie, which is between Batman and Red Hood, because like, there's so much hell, there's kind of a story being told while the fight's going on, and then, you know, Red Hood finally takes his hood off, and he's like, ah, bitch, I'm Jason.
Batman's like, I already know, Jason.
Dick.
Let me help you.
Yeah, and they start fighting, and then it gets to probably the best, at least the best scene in my opinion, which is where Jason reveals he was not mad at Batman for not saving him. He's mad at Batman for not killing the Joker because, you know, the Joker's a fucking madman. He's like, all the friends he's crippled, all the shit the Joker's done. He's like, I thought it'd be the last person you let him hurt. And Batman like explains to him, you know, I've wanted to just, you know, put him through all these tortures. Yeah, you know, he explains that if he went down that road, Batman would never go back. And Jason's like, well, you don't have a choice. Throws Batman a gun and says, you either kill me or I kill the Joker. And Batman, well, being Batman, he just drops the gun and he starts to walk away. And of course, it's Batman, so he figures a way out of fucking everything.
Yeah. 2 steps ahead.
Right? Jason's screaming out at me or him, so he finally just gets angry, points the gun at Batman, and he pulls the trigger. Batman dodges the bullet, and he throws a batarang into the gun, and it's an explosive batarang, so it blows the gun up. And Jason freaks out, and Joker probably says the best line where he's like, you found a way, you rootin' tootin' something, and he's like, you found a way to win, but everybody still loses. And he's just laughing. Then Jason whips out a remote, and he reveals that, like, this place is rigged to blow, and, like, Batman goes to stop it, but Joker's on top of him, like, no, this is better, we all die together. And it's brilliant. And then, of course, Batman knocks him off, and the ending shows him grab Jason, but we don't see what actually happens to Jason. But the thing blows up. It shows Joker laughing and Batman searching for Jason. Again, it seems like nobody dies, like, at that end. Like, it just seems like Jason escaped, Batman and Joker lived the explosion. But other than that, then the ending of the movie shows a flashback between Jason and Batman, where it's a really sweet flashback. It's like, hey, look, Jason and Batman.
This is what it was like.
Yeah, they were happy. Like, it just shows Jason wasn't a bad person. Jason, you know, I think it made Jason very sympathetic, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't make him like, oh, he's an irredeemable villain. He's more of an anti-hero, really.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like the thing I would like, I like to, because we still have like a couple seconds left on this. But the criticism I do have for this movie was there wasn't enough like characters in it. Like, there were solo characters. Like, literally, the voice acting was so small on the credits. It was.
And they used a list of characters they didn't need to develop.
There you go. They didn't really develop a lot of characters.
Yeah.
Like, Gordon wasn't really there that long. Same thing with Talia. Just there wasn't a lot of characters. But and also Batman used a lot of the same gadgets. And this is my favorite Batman movie. So, like, to end it off, I will say, do watch this fucking movie. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and it's not that long. Just an hour and 15 minutes. It's really entertaining. So thank you for watching.
Later.
Later.